Hey, what's going on, guys? Chris from Blu-ray Critic. Today I show you guys what I picked up from the last couple of weeks or so. Finally ended up getting the collector's edition of Star Wars, Force Awakens in 3D. I wish they released this along with the original release, months back. But it's gonna be one of those things where Disney's gonna re-release Star Wars over and over again, just like George Lucas did it best. But yeah, the 3D is absolutely fantastic. You get a brand new commentary included with this one with J.J. Abrams and several new behind the scenes featurettes as well. So it's a pretty solid edition, but I would suggest many of you folks, if you want this, to wait until the price gets a bit lower, because I think it's a little bit too steep for $30, especially if you already own the previous edition. But yeah, other than that, pretty nice release. Happy to get it. Also, picked up Rush Hour Trilogy, and I don't know what the holdup was with Rush Hour 2, but that took forever. They just kept pushing the date back over and over. But I know they're going to eventually release the second film individually. But if you want to go with this box set, you can go ahead and do so now, finally. And my only complaint is I wish they included some lobby cards with the original poster art, because I've always loved the original poster art for these films. So yeah, if they included that, that would have been great. But I like the new artwork. I think it's a bit unique. But yeah, and you can get this for around $20 to $22, so it's rather cheap for all three films. I also got Jennifer Lopez in Dance Again. This is a behind the scenes look at her concert, from her world tour, from the choreography, and her friends traveling with her, and her basically her entourage as she sets up the various concerts. And it's actually pretty fascinating if you like behind the scenes look at concerts. I like her music, not all of it, but some of it. But overall, it's a pretty fascinating watch. And this is a brand new release, and it's only a DVD release. So Jennifer Lopez and Dance Again. Also, I got Suspicion, one of my favorite Alfred Hitchcock films from the archive collection from Warner Brothers. Really wonderful movie, and yeah, just great performances all around. I love Hitchcock's suspense thriller, so this was on the top of my list to get, so finally got that. I also picked up Independence Day Resurgence, and what can I say about this one? It's not a great film, but I wanted to complete my Independence Day collection, so I ended up picking this up. They just overdid it with the special effects. The story wasn't great, and yeah, other than Jeff Goldblum, I didn't care for any of the characters at all, to be honest. But pretty cool to finally get it on Blu-ray nonetheless. I also ended up getting Kevin Costner in Waterworld, one of my favorite films of his, and it's unfortunately very underrated and just really spectacular for what this film is. Really unique story, and I remember seeing this in theaters back in 1995, 21 years ago. But if you haven't seen this one, if you haven't been hiding under a rock, definitely give this film a chance. It's just really entertaining from beginning to end. I also ended up getting Melena, one of my favorite Monica Bulucci films, such a sexy woman, and she was recently seen in Spectre. Unfortunately, she had a small role in Spectre, and I was pretty disappointed about that. She would have just been perfect to be a Bond girl throughout the film, but nonetheless, this is a really wonderful film. Definitely worth picking up. It's in Italian, so you have to read subtitles, and this is the rated cut. So I know there's an unrated cut that I believe it's released in South Korea, so I got to import that. But I suggest you to get the unrated cut. I just wanted to see the difference between the rated and unrated. But eventually, I did see the unrated cut, but I haven't picked it up yet. So I got to definitely get on with that one. But nonetheless, Milena. I also ended up getting a great Woody Allen film, the recent one from his, and that is Cafe Society. And a really great story overall. And I just did not care for one of the actresses in this film, and that is Kristen Stewart. She's just, one-dimensional. She has like no emotion. I don't know. She's just not a good actress in my opinion. But I don't know what Woody Allen saw in her to put her in this film. But overall, give this film a chance. The supporting cast is great. It's really well done by Steve Carell, and also Jesse Eisenberg and Blake Lively. Love Blake Lively. She's really cute. I also picked up a few films from the 50% off Criterion sale over at Barnes & Noble, and that is Night Train to Munich. This one, of course, already had a DVD release, but we finally got the Blu-ray. Really fun film from the early 40s during World War II times. And also Valley of the Dolls, and pretty sad situation. After this film, Sharon Tate was just brutally murdered, and she was married to Roman Polanski at the time, and she was pregnant with her child. But the film itself is a really great film. Obviously, I have to still check it out on the Blu-ray, but I did see this on DVD many years back, so looking forward to checking this out in HD. And also Frances Ha. This film is okay, a bit overrated. I know a few people on YouTube rave about this one. It's okay for what it is. The main thing I really liked about this film is the black and white cinematography shot in New York City, and that's mainly the main thing I really appreciated. Otherwise, the main character, I didn't really care for her. This woman right here. I mean, she's been in a bunch of other films as well. So yeah, so that's Frances Ha. So anyway, thanks for taking a look. Just a few films this time around from the last few weeks or so, and I'll see you guys soon in my next update. Take care.